Hi to my YouTube subscribers and views. I'm back. Amenta. This is the word for today. Should you whip your children or should you not? Is it okay to whip your child or is it not okay? Me personally, to be honest, I believe that it's not okay. People whip their child from centuries and years, but where do it all come from? I believe that it all comes from slavery. The masters whipped the slaves, and the slaves was taught to whip slaves. So now up to date, it's been whips all over. Parents started whipping children, parents whipping grandchildren and nieces and nephews, wife beating on husband and boyfriends and girlfriends, and the beating just goes on and on and on. So basically, what I'm saying is, they say spoil not the rod. Spoil not the rod. Spoil the rod or spoil the child. What is the rod? The rod is the word of God. The reason why I say the rod is the word of God is because they say thy rod and thy staff, it comforts me. You tell me something. If a rod was a switch or a belt or a slipper or a 2x4 or whatever you want to call it, why would that comfort somebody? What shouldn't comfort be something gentle? If you want to be comforted by your boyfriend, by your husband, by your girlfriend, by your wife, by your parents, shouldn't that be gentle? When you're crying, if somebody dies up in the family and you cry, and somebody comes along in the family and it hugs you and give you a word of comfort, isn't that called comforting? Thy rod and thy staff, it comforts me. Spoil not the rod. Spoil the rod and spoil the child. If we're going to spoil not the rod, you mean to tell me spoil not the rod means what? Whipping your kids? No, it's not whipping your kids. You every time your children do something wrong, you do not spoil that Bible. You pick that Bible up, open up that Bible, and teach it to your child. Hey, look, thou shalt not steal. The word of God. Thou shalt not kill. The word of God. Thou shalt not bear false witness. Whatever's up in that word that child is doing that is wrong, you have to teach that child, this is not right. This is not the word of God. And show them what will happen. What is the consequences? Like looking in Revelations. In Revelations, they sit up there and say, if you steal and you'll go to the lake of fire and brimstone. Liars. Going to the lake of fire and brimstone. You teach them the word of God and have them to explain to you what it means. And if they can't explain, then you have to break it down, fuss it down smaller to where a baby can understand. So making a long story short, you whip your child, they got whaps on them. The slave masters whip the slaves. The slaves whip the slaves. They have whaps on their body. So what is the difference between the slave masters whipping their slaves because the slaves don't want to do what they tell them to do? Or the slaves whipping the slaves because they don't want to do what the master say do? Then you whipping your own child. The whipping goes on and on and on. God also says up in his word, we do not fight against flesh and blood, but we do fight against principalities, rulers of darkness, wickedness in high places. So that means if you whip your child, what are you doing? You're fighting against flesh and blood. So basically, making a long story short, put your child in timeout. Take away things from them. When I say timeout, set them in a corner according to how old they are. If they're 5 years old, 5 minutes. 4 years old, 4 minutes. 3 years old, 3 minutes. The child might want to come back out. They might become rebellious. You just keep putting it. Say the more you keep coming out, the longer you're going to stay in the corner. Sit in the corner. You got to learn discipline. You got to get creative. You got to think. You have to think without putting your hands on them. Anybody got something to say about this? Thumbs up. Subscribe. And send me a message. And I promise you, I will get back.